Yo, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Thundercats. This is a dedicated video for them. Um, Now, Mezco Toy Fair, we got the reveal that Mezco would be going back and doing some Thundercats in their 1/12 scale, which I'm extremely excited for. This is the dream. We're finally going to be getting some articulated, well, pretty good articulated Thundercats figures. Um, and this is awesome. This is I'm so hyped for this. But we got our reveal at the San Diego Comic Con, and just going off of this picture, it seems like Lionel might have a light up function with the Sword of Omens. We'll have to see. Of course, the prototype that is on display that we're gonna take a look at, he doesn't have all the accessories out, and it's just a prototype. But this kind of gives us a look at what might be to come. And it almost looks like this is a button right here to maybe activate the light up function. Just a thought. But the 14-inch line was really cool. I had the Lino, and he was awesome, man. I really wanted the others, but I just couldn't. And I do believe Mezco made exclusive versions that had light up functions. I don't know if those were sold at like specific cons, but I didn't get any other ones besides Lino. But man, I wish I got Mumra. But one thing I can say is Mumra was pretty small here, man. I guess when they said 14-inch, that was the max. But Mumra is definitely supposed to be a bit bigger than this in my eyes. So yeah, but in the 5 points line, all right, that they are also making, if you want something just quick and done, just get the team out the way, 5 point lines is gonna be your probably preferred go-to. And as you can see, Mumra's way more appropriately scaled. Yeah, all the scaling looks pretty good. Because Panthro could probably be a little bigger. He looks a little tiny. He is shorter than Lionel, I believe, in the original cartoon, but I'm pretty sure he's a little taller than Chitara. But yeah, look very cool. 5 points for those who are into that. But getting into the meat and potatoes, right? All right, the cat's out of the bag, and we're looking at Lionel. Already, I really like this. It's off to a good start. There are some things that I really want them to kind of tweak. But I love the scaling for the sword. I think this looks good. The sword is clean. It shouldn't be any bigger than this. Shouldn't be any smaller. I think this is perfect. And then going closer, you can see all the detail in the sword, and the pommel, really cool. The hilt, all of that. Like, for a prototype, this is looking pretty nice already. The head sculpt, I absolutely love for Lino. I think this is a really cool direction to go with, kind of a more realistic look, and I think they nailed it, man. It looks like the cartoon, but come to life, and I know some people aren't into that whole mescofied aesthetic, but it really is cool when it works, and I think it's working for here. And of course, you can see the cloth detail. He's not wearing too many clothes, but the clothes that he is wearing, recreated in fabric to hide the joints. Pretty nice, and it shouldn't get in the way of articulation, which is really going to be really nice. But one of the big negatives a lot of people are talking about is these hips. So the hips, I do kind of say I get why, because they're kind of using their and this looks like the Doc Savage body, judging by like the arms and kind of like lower legs. But of course, Mezcos have thigh swivel, and the ball joints being exposed. Well, the ball joints are smooth. Now I hope that Mezco can kind of make specific ball joints that are like kind of sculpted muscles that would really flow into this better, or swap the whole thigh piece out and hip piece and kind of do something different. But that's my biggest negative with this figure, but it's a prototype, so that remains to be seen, to be fixed. We'll see. Of course, chest is a little dark right here, but I'll show you later. I'm pretty sure this is a relatively early prototype. I mean, the base is just completely black, and you can actually see glue marks in some like rough parts in the sculpting. But what's interesting is these arm joints. These are kind of new. So this is kind of using like a Storm Arena kind of arm joints where it's kind of more smooth. It doesn't have like the lines through it, which is pretty cool to see. I wonder if this is just for the, prototype, because I do believe this is like literally glued together. I don't know if this thing is like actually posed up or just glued, but yeah. One thing too is the shoulders. I do want the shoulders to maybe be a little bit more, wide or thicker, but it might be just the way it's posed because I do see the butterfly joints here. But that would be nice to kind of flow in. But yeah, look at that. Yeah, the abdomen muscles very pronounced, very nice. This whole like the chest area is pretty good. But yeah, I do like the just white paint. Nothing crazy, but you have some texture right there in the belt. I like that. But yeah, hair sculpt's really nice too, nice and flowing. And this is what I was talking about. You can kind of see like glue on the back of the neck. So pretty sure that this is a early prototype, guys. So don't worry if you're not too into this. Hopefully things will turn around because, look at the Foot Clan. That's right next to them. Actually, they went through an overhaul. They look much better. And the same thing can be said with Shredder. Just small changes here and there. And yeah, they're looking good. So Lion-O will most likely go through that same treatment given time. So next up, we got Mumra. And I am super excited for Mumra too. This guy scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. I'm not even gonna lie. His transformation was just so intense. But this is gonna be crazy. This sculpt already looks incredible. I have very high hopes for Mumra. The only thing is, I'm concerned with the size and what kind of body they're gonna put on him or use for him, because I feel like their biggest body alternative for Mumra would be either the Thanos, the Dark Side, or the Bluto body, and those bodies don't have the best articulation, obviously, but maybe they can update them, hit Mumra up with some double joints. That would be amazing. Of course, they do have the Hulk body, which might be a little too, no, it could still be the same size. That could still actually kind of work for Mumra, actually. If they just swap out some of the parts, I could see that really working. He's maybe not as, muscular as the Hulk, but that size, I believe Mumra's like, in some iterations, he's like 9 foot, man. Definitely like 7 foot around that area, I would say. But I do really hope that we get at least a statue of some sort of the normal Mumra. This would be so cool. I would just love this. Maybe it even comes with the, transformation form. That would be great. I would love to see both in like a 2-pack, or, if they even make this a statue of some sort, or something like that. Hey, I just want this version of Mumra too. That'd be great. But yes, man, like Mumra's a big dude, so the body decision is going to be interesting. I'm very much wondering if they're going to make a new body type, to use for characters like Sabretooth, the characters who are big but they're not like Hulk big, or look at Kingpin is using, possibly a new body, so we're going to see. But as for the scaling, this, I don't know if it's like official, but yeah, Mumra's pretty big, so hopefully they kind of just make him like, even if it's a half head taller than Lion-O or a full head, I would be just cool with. And yeah, I wonder how many of the gang they will do. Are we gonna get a Snarf? Like, is Snarf gonna come with Lion-O? Are they gonna do the twins? I know the twins get neglected, but hey, not saying I don't like the twins, but the rest of the gang though, really cool. I really want to see a Panthro, a Tigra, and a Chitara, obviously. So, yep. In the reboot now. Now the reboot, I hope that Mezco kind of makes some nods to the reboot, maybe with like an alternate head sculpt or like armor pieces. Of course, they have very different looks aesthetic wise, but these designs are awesome. This series was definitely short lived. It deserved way more. If you haven't watched this series, go and watch it, man. This was solid. But yeah, just wanted to show the reboot some love, man. But yes, sir. So that is all I kind of have to talk about right now. Let your thoughts be known in the comments. But yeah, that's really it for the Thundercats for now. Excited to see what the future holds, and yeah, peace.